Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day one of the challenge. So I wasn't going to do this because I was trying to withhold some information, but I just can't help myself. So I'm going to do like a walkthrough of each email with some additional points, maybe show you some examples, and try and make this all just make a little bit more sense. So day one is all about, are you living and embodying your values in your business? So you might have already done some values work before, and there's lots of different takes on values. For me, I feel like we should have our own personal core values and belief system, which obviously feeds into this a lot. But maybe our business values are slightly different because although we're always upholding the same level of moral compass in our life and in our business, there might be some values that are more relative to your audience and you as you show up in business to who you are in your personal life. So what are brand values and why are they important? So brand values are thrown around a lot in the coaching strategy and branding space. And I think that they can be really undervalued. And I think the reason why is because, and this is what I found a lot with branding, is that you're told to create them, but then you don't really know why they're relevant to your business, how to use them. And then they just kind of sit around and we're not utilizing them every day. And you can utilize your values every single day in your business. Mine are written on my Notion document. I'm actually gonna create like a really nice like little printout and have them in my pin board in my office, just so that I can keep myself accountable and connected to the reason why we do this. So so writing down some random words you think are meaningful, licking them and think, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then they just sit around and they're long forgotten. So kind of just to give you an idea of what they are. So brand values are a set of 4 to 6. So I've seen people with like 20 brand values and that's fine. But the way that I do values, and I'll show you, is a little bit more strategic and meaningful. And also you should be able to remember your values, and I highly doubt you're going to remember 20. And they are belief statements or keywords that become the moral compass on which you shape all aspects of your business. And one of my clients, Naz, she did a really beautiful post the other day, and she said that her values are her internal GPS system. So they can really help you to know when you're really on or off track. You can use them as guiding principles. So they allow you to stay authentic and true to your beliefs and what's important to you when making decisions. And we have to make a lot of decisions in our businesses. And also our brand values is something that should really be woven into all of our communications, how we show up to new clients, how we act with our current clients. And it also helps to feed into your brand's point of view and standpoint, which we'll be exploring later on in the week. And a really interesting stat here is that buyers are 70% more likely to purchase from brands whose values they align with. So some people say, oh, your brands should be so obvious that you don't need to talk about them in your business. I think that's bullshit. I think if you have really strong values and you want to share them with people, tell people about them. But we'll come down to that in the actions point. So how does this relate to strengthening your brand presence? So as I said, they should be woven into every part of your client communications. And you can kind of tell when you're staying really true and embodying those values, but it can help you show up more authentically online and build connections. We're more focused on what we're doing and we're not leaking energy through scattered focus. We're making the right decisions for our business and our brand. Which means launching the right products and services that are in alignment with our vision. So I'll go into this in the action points, but when we come to create services and new products and the way that we're working with clients, is it aligned with our values? Another really, really good one is that you can choose your clients carefully. I know a lot of us don't have the luxury of being able to choose our clients all the time. However, 5 bad clients is worth 1 good one. So for you to really know what you stand for and the types of values that are important to you. And I'm actually going to do like a much wider brands and beliefs workshop, probably in March, which will be like a free live event that will then turn into a course where we'll be digging much more into like the process of uncovering your values. And then also I'll be doing some live value sessions with a couple of the people on the call, because once you see kind of me working through the process, it might make you, when you come to do your own, much easier. Also, another really interesting take on this about having the right clients is that your brand is not just you, it's the types of people that you work with. And in this online space, our clients and the people that we work with are representations of who we are. The types of people that you are working with are the types of people that are representing your brand, the cheerleaders, the participants. And there's loads of other ways that they're super important. But yeah, once I kind of develop this part of the process into a bigger course, then that will become apparent. So if you don't have your values yet, I'm going to give you like a really quick way to do it, because this actually is like a whole 2-hour session with my clients. And I'm not going to lie, it is hard to do on your own without the thinking partner and the guidance of someone kind of pointing you in the right direction. However, I'm going to give you a quick way to dig them out. So here are just some journal points to start to uncover your brand value. So what's important to you? What does your business stand for? How do you want to be perceived by your audience? So it's like if someone was describing your brand, like how would you want them to describe you? This is also really interesting, is like what traits do you value in yourself and others? And then flip it out. Again, this is a wider piece about getting to know our audience really, really well. Again, I'm going to be turning this into something else soon. But what values do your most cherished clients uphold? So the clients that you absolutely love working with, you can ask them what's important to you. And then also, what's the legacy that you want to leave behind? Sounds morbid, but how is your business going to be impacting the world, even when you're either like not around to work, or what imprint have you made? And then from the above, pull out all the keywords and phrases. You can go old school, which I would prefer, which is getting loads of sticky notes and just sticking them all over the wall. Or you can use my favorite tool to do this kind of thing, which is called Whimsical. And there is a link, and I'm actually going to show you a client one in a second. And the key here is you have all these different words. And then basically what you want to start to do is group them into shared meaning. And what I mean by that is that you can see like 20 words, and probably like 5 or 6 of those are all going to kind of mean the same thing, but they mean the same thing in a different way. And once you group them into shared meaning, you can start to establish these really strong like values columns. And yeah, categorize them into columns and then pick the word that holds the most meaning to you. So I'm just going to show you, and I know she won't mind because she's all about values. This is a board that I did with my beautiful client, Camilla, who is an incredible photographer in the US. So what we did here, this is like an example of a whimsical board that I do with all my clients. And we had all of these words just scattered all over the page, and we started to bring them together. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but maybe I'm going to pick, which one am I going to pick? I'm going to pick, I believe in compassionate care. And what we did with Camilla is we started these I believe statements. So it's like I believe in, and then you can express your value. So if you look at all these words within this column, we've got vulnerability, compassion, empathy, listening, grounded, real, emotional, honest. They all kind of mean the same thing. It's very specific to her business, and the workshop that we do together helps to really pull the meaning together. But then what we did is that this whole column for her was all about compassionate care, and that's compassionate care with her clients, compassionate care in the photography industry, being really empathetic to her clients when they come and they're not so confident in how they are in having their photo shoot done. It's about listening. It's about being honest and the depth that resides within her, because she is a super like deep and profound lady. Like, I love her. I'll probably link her Instagram within this email. So you can kind of see the vibe of kind of how you might want to sort them. So then we go into the values check-in. So to go further and make sure that these are the values for you, you can then journal on each of the below points. So once you've established your values, my business upholds these values by, and this is where you write down when you are in your values in your business, what does this look like? When I'm aligned with my values personally, how does it feel? How do you feel as a business owner? And then on the flip side, when I'm not aligned with my values, this looks like. And then what are the things that you do in your business, or when things start to slip, that you know that your value is dipping? And from exploring the above, you might start to see a little bit more of what you could be doing in your business to align with your values. So action. So let's now implement those values into your brand. So there's loads of different ways that you can do this. And when I do the larger values, beliefs, it's going to be a whole thing around finding your voice, your value, your uniqueness in business. There's going to be a lot more, but let's quickly go through these. So look at everything you've written. And is there anything going on right now in your business that is not aligning with your values? So, and how can you make small changes to phase things in or out? And don't make any drastic decisions. Just become aware of what those might be, and then take small steps to coming back into alignment. Another really good thing is like looking at your offering and thinking, is there anything that you look at and you're just like, nah, that doesn't really align with what I'm doing right now? It could be something old that's not aligned with the newest version of yourself. It could be something that you put in there that you thought you should be doing, but actually it's not really meaningful. And also, this could not just be the service that you're providing, but the way that you're providing services. Like, I was going to focus way more on group stuff and courses this year, but then I realized that one of my main values is co-creation, and that co-creation element of working one-to-one with people is so important to me, and the value of it is just so high when you are in the space working one-to-one, that I was like, no, okay, check in. My one-to-one work is still going to be really important this year. Create content. All of this stuff you can use to create content, and you can create content around values in loads of different ways. On socials, you could go through each one and let them know how you will uphold this value in the way that you will serve them. You can just do like a storytelling post on one of your values, a time that you experienced that where your values were tested. There's loads of different ways. And then again, whack them on your website. Put a section in your website that's showing your audience what you believe in. And this should be on your about page, or it can be on your homepage, if it feels like it could live there. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful. I've just realized, and this is very live, so I've just realized that I wasn't sharing the, I don't think that I was sharing the, when I was sharing Camilla's board. I'm going to check, because then I might have to do a second video. But I hope that this was useful, and I'm really excited to hear how you guys get on. Share your values with me. If you have any questions, let me know. Share your values with the world, and I will see you tomorrow.